the last two places, I had a serious. It took me like 2 or 3 days to get over it, especially St. Albans. That place took me. I've never had a place. It took me a week.
Yeah, that one takes a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one, we Riley and I left out. Was it Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Thursday. So then Friday morning.
Yeah.
We drove to our motel and we laid down in the bed at 4:30. Weird. We got up at 8 and we headed home. We were home. We got home. We pulled in our driveway at 7:30 Friday evening.
Lord,
yeah. Saturday morning, I got up like nothing was wrong. I was so surprised.
I think we got back to the hotel maybe 3:30, 3:40. Friday we set no alarms. We're like, we have the hotel until 11:30. I think we woke up. For some reason, I woke up first. That never happens. Also got out of bed first. Never happens. I think we were out of there 9:30, 9:40. Maybe got back like 6ish. Took a lot more stops coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. Actually, we had planned to stop every 3 hours, and we just kept rolling. I think we stopped one time. Had a little bubble in my gut, and I said, "Bo, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm gonna hit a sheets bathroom, and I'm gonna do sheets in the sheets."
A spooky dookie in the sheets.
Yeah,
spooky dookie.
So yeah, and after that, we're going home. We're gonna keep on rolling.
Hey, Lee, how you doing, partner?
So we get extended checkouts most of the time when we're doing like late arrivals. So we were lucky enough to get extended checkouts at both places till 12:30, but I still got up at like 8:30, I think. And that's not normal. Anybody that knows me outside of just online or even online but talks to me regularly knows that's not normal. So, but I got up at 8:30. It was a bad pain day for OSR, but luckily the next day was a lot better. I'm thankful for that. Better than it was. Besides that, yeah, I mean, it was tough to get through it. I thought I wasn't going to be able to even do OSR. Well, that's why I was like kind of out of it, because I was almost in tears thinking I was going to have to sit in the car, but I made it through, and I'm proud of myself because that was a tough one. And, the place is huge, guys. For those that are joining in now or didn't see the beginning video that Down South shared, if you see the two like front places that most people show, that's not all of it. It is absolutely huge. It's huge. It's just as big as. Is there a reverb? Okay.
No, it was on my end. We had a spook couldn't hear a thing, so we're back.
Okay. But yeah, it's big. It's as big or bigger than West Virginia Penitentiary.
Oh, it's huge.
It is huge.
I was blown away by the size of it. I had no idea it was as big as it was.
We wasn't able to do everything we wanted to do. You'd have to go back another time and do the other half of it.
It made Brushy Mountain look like a peon.
Yeah, Brushy Mountain is really nice. This place, like I said when we started, I was really taken back by how clean this place was. The exterior, it looked like a place that's had weekly maintenance done.
Yeah.
The grounds were immaculate. The building was immaculate.
Yeah.
And even the spaces inside that are public and offices, it looks great for something 120 years old. I don't even know how long. They're really old.
Or older than that.
What I was saying is this foundation that owns this place, they put the money back in it, and you can tell.
Yeah.
They're very professional, like in the way they do everything. They're very professional, like to the T. I can tell y'all a quick funny story. It was kind of funny, kind of not, but there's like a little smoking area on the inside of the prison, and you have to put a rock in front of the door so it don't close. Well, we thought V knew that because he had come out and stepped over the rock when like me and Ruth were sitting out there, and everybody was getting ready to go investigate. I think actually it's when we were getting ready to meet Yvette and Sierra up in that long hallway. And the reason, I can't remember if I told you, Sierra, but the reason it took us so long was because I went to go to the bathroom and I noticed V hadn't been back. And I'm like, it's been about 10 minutes. He normally don't take that long to smoke. He locked himself out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes, he locked himself out. So I'm like, if he's not back after the time to take a spooky tinky. We about to find him. And sure enough, they watched the cameras because when he walked around and he was like flashing SOS at the camera out there. And by the time we got back into the building, that man met us at the door and he's like, "You can't walk around there."
Yeah,
And once we told him what happened, because we were thinking we're getting ready to be kicked out, he was like, "Oh no, y'all are fine. We understand things happen." So, there's V.
What's up, V?
Hey, V.
Hey, V.
It's awesome fire.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something kind of funny that happened. Like we ended up getting locked out, and they met us.
Yeah.
Watch those cameras, boy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that was definitely something that gets you kicked out on the first try. And fortunately,
He was understanding.
he was very understanding
That's
for
good.
what I had to do. Because I walked right directly in front of the new prison.
Whew. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't happy about that.
No, absolutely not. But I didn't feel like I had any other choice. But I didn't have any cameras with me, so nothing got filmed. So there was...
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have anything on him, so that was a good thing. But yeah, it was an exciting place. We had a lot of luck up in the room. I don't know exactly what that room's called. I haven't viewed any of the tour footage yet. But I ended up doing like a 10 or 15 minute solo in that long room where all like the air conditioning, that room right there. Yeah.
Yep.
I did a solo for like 10 minutes in that room because V had to get the IR extender, and he did a little bit of a solo in that room. And I will give this away. I've already captured some EVPs sitting there by myself, clear as a bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to have some EVPs in this room too. We had some action here. We actually all at the same time, Ruth, Angel, and myself and Riley, we were in this room together, and we were all sure, and we questioned ourselves that we saw apparition in the direction. You see my laser dot at the other end. So to the right of it, we saw a person standing there.
That's what we saw.
Yep.
Oh, it's wild. That's so wild. I probably took a dozen pictures and I have nothing, but I'm telling you, we all saw it. We all questioned, is anybody seeing that? Is anybody seeing that? And we all saw it, but we don't have it on camera. That's the weird thing.
That's the room where we were hearing the little girl like moaning or screaming.
Yeah.
We heard it twice.
Very active room. A lot of noises in this room. A lot of creaking. A lot of things going on.
And when I went back to that, when I was walking back from the car, when y'all were doing the tour, that same sound, I heard that same scream because as soon as I saw Sierra and Yvette, I said, I'm pretty sure I heard something like that. That same sound was what I heard when I told y'all, like when we first met up, because we did a couple by ourselves, like a couple or one or two locations by ourselves first. And then we all, me and V and Haunting Angels met up, but we tried to do a group, guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, we ran out of time, like because we didn't even pass each other, but like twice in this whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the little history
room was something else, though.
The hospital ward, basically. Is that what you're talking about, V?
No, I'm talking about the room you were just showing.
This room right here. What is it called? Do y'all remember?
It's actually an attic.
Okay.
But there was a fire at Ohio State. Was it Ohio State Prison?
Yes.
Okay, there was a fire somewhere, and they sent 200. Was it 200? 200 of the serious offenders. So you've been your murderers, your rapists, the real deal guys came.
List of the main.
Yeah, came, and so they had to find room for these folks since the other prison burnt. So they put them in this attic. No jail cells, no separation. So it was full of bunks, beds, and all these guys in here. Basically, what they did is shut the door and say, "Get it on." So what they said
wouldn't go in there either.
Oh no, they didn't want to go in here. At least 14 ended up dying in here. Hurting each other basically.
Yeah,
it is highly active. It is so active. You can hear EVPs with your own ears.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dark. Of course, here again, this was a flash. This is with my phone, but this place is, you can't. Everywhere we went you can't see your hand in front of your face. It was dark.
Yeah, me and Ruth were sitting beside each other up there, and Angel or me and Ruth were sitting beside each other, and Father was on my left, and Angel was on our right, messing with a new laser grid he built, and me and Ruth ended up having somebody come up and stand right behind us.
So yeah, they both felt it at the same time that hey, there's somebody behind us, and Riley felt like somebody touched him on the shoulder, and Ruth had just said, "There's somebody behind me," and I'm sitting there looking, and I'm thinking the whole time that we're definitely not alone in this room.
Yeah.
It just felt like that, not just one person. It felt like there was a crowd staring at you in this room. To me.
Burning holes through my head.
We spent a lot of time. We probably spent 30, 45 minutes in this room.
Yeah.
And it was, after about 5 minutes being in there, all of a sudden the guy said, "If you just sit in here and get quiet, it's going to come alive." And he told the truth. He told the truth.
Yeah, he did.
So we lit this whole room up with laser grids, thanks to Angel and his NASA laser grids.
Yeah.
That are really awesome.
Yeah.
And we had a little movement in them a couple of times.
He's building down south one of those now. I swear he turned that thing on. I felt like I was in the daggone constellation and
Sierra, you want to tell them a little bit about the experience in the chair where you moved it up?
Yeah, so I had a chair. I called it the ghost bait or the badass chair. Maybe halfway up that hallway, because we had our camera on that left vent thing, and it was facing at it. Yeah, and I thought the team would move their chairs with me. I sit down, and they stay kind of back where whoever this is took the picture. And I'm like, okay, I can sit in this chair. I can be ghost bait. That's perfectly fine. We were hearing the knocks, the taps, the creaks. And I worked myself into a tizzy. And then I heard a man laughing on the other side where you would come in to this room. And I don't know, there was a man laughing, and the feeling was just off. So I got up. They may say ran. I walked fast back to them. And then Yvette went and sat in the badass chair. I heard an audible laugh at me. I'm like, nope, nope, ain't doing this.
You think that's bad, but during the tour, like once the tour was finished and he was like, "Okay, you guys get to it," I walked to the back of the room and he said, "I'm gonna turn the lights off." I'm like, "Okay." He turns the lights off, and I thought everybody was just still standing there waiting on anything to happen, and no, they were all gone.
They left your
tail.
I
was up there for probably
they said, "Bye,
15 minutes in that room by myself. And me thinking the whole time everybody was watching me, because that's how strong the presence was in that room. Like it felt like multiple people watching me from that area, and they made sure to stay in the far back side. So I had to walk through them in order to get out of that room. Like they wanted to make it as uncomfortable as they possibly could to make sure I didn't come back in that room.
Yeah, they surround you, because I was up there by myself, and there was this odd, I saw something in that room. I'm not going to share every detail, but I will say I saw like a person, but it wasn't I saw one person that stood upright, a shadow, but it had more light to it. It had like a light ring around it. And then I saw something crawling on the floor, but it was solid black. And I have an interesting picture. Did I sent it to Yvette. Did she send it to you, Sierra?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I'm going to release it online. It could be nothing, right? But it looks very interesting. I want to see like this room lit up. I want to see my footage before I say anything. I don't want to say it's 100% paranormal, but it was exactly where I saw the thing sitting in front of Yvette.
Yeah, if you can't debunk that, that is absolutely freaky deaky. I mean, if you pair that with what we heard,
and there's a lot of metal in that room. The ceiling is metal. Those things are metal. But the weirdest thing was you'd hear this. I mean, y'all heard it too. We heard it when it was just me and V. But you would hear like a big door slam at the very end where you enter that room, because there's only one way in and one way out. You'd hear a big slam multiple times. We got this on camera. And then you would hear like coming down the hallway towards you, you would hear all that metal get ting, 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 ting.
I just want to say, it wasn't really windy outside, and it wasn't a situation where this is a prison that's still settling. I mean, this prison's been here for a very long time, so I mean, settling noises would be still there, but not so prominent like that. I mean, we're talking about every few seconds something was going off in this room.
But it was so distinctive in how it did it. It was rhythmic. So again, there's a lot of metal. It could be like air shifting, but at the same time, though, what I visualized and what I saw, it almost sounded like something was running, spiraling towards us, up the walls. I felt like something was above us. It come closer to a vet than it did me and V. Like, it came about 35, 40 feet away from V and I watched it scurry across the floor and audibly at the same time. Like, imagine if you took your shoes and kept your feet solid to the ground and just slid them like on the ground. We heard it shuffle. As I heard it shuffle, I saw it scurry across the ground. I got cold chills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately during that time, I don't know which way V had his night vision facing, but I thought I had night vision on the whole time, and I did not for our first whole part of the investigation. So I don't know what we've got. It's going to be, it might even be, we'll probably have to cut a lot of it down, honestly.
I had a night vision action cam going. So it's
and I know
on my face a lot, but it also, I'm turning it around and putting it on Chastity too momentarily.
So we got the audio probably on camera, but we're not going to get, I don't even know if we'll get the shadow figure on camera because I see things with my eyes that don't correlate to the camera. But anyways, it's there. You're going to hear the audio 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and my camera that I had on whoever was sitting in the badass chair, I mean, the camera's on them. I didn't have it facing that way.
Right.
Yeah. Now, when we went back with y'all, we made sure we had night vision, so hopefully something was captured then. Hopefully.
Oh, I know we've captured.
The only picture on my phone that I had, but we recorded with night vision the whole time we were in there too. So,
how much have you reviewed?
0.
I went over a little bit.
5 people.
Yeah, I've only reviewed about 5 minutes so far myself.
I've done 3 hours, you posers. You're all a bunch of imposers.
Shut up.
Listen. After we do an investigation this Saturday, we'll have done 3 investigations 3 weeks in a row. Okay.
Wow.
I
want to go through it.
I respect that.
But no, the reason he can say that is because he's the one that gets all the footage put on the hard drive. That's his one job when he gets back home.
Me.
So now it's up to me. So I'll be room hermiting for like the next 5 to, well, I took a day. We had to go eat Sunday and Monday. We didn't get back till 4 p.m. Saturday. And then Sunday we had to go eat dinner, which was like a 45-minute drive there and back. And then Monday we had to go eat dinner for Easter because, I have 2 family houses and they didn't want to do them on the same day. So we had to drive another 45 minutes there and back. So yesterday was my first day, like not having to do something. So I have taken advantage of that.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. So, which I love family and stuff. Like, I'm not complaining, but we were wore out. But
yeah.
Let me bring Taco Bell in the room.
Hey.
What's up?
Hello.
Hi. Long time no talk.
Where's my physical data? Taco Bell.
I don't
Y'all.
his name up here right this minute. It does say Taco Bell.
I'm gonna move my.
Because that sounded pretty cruel there for a second.
Yeah. I thought about that. Thinking, why
Let's sit down now. Okay. How's everybody?
At least you didn't ask him where's your physical data.
Yeah, like
What the fuck? Oh, God.
parental guidance needed here. All right, Angel, you might have heard us. We were talking about this attic room we were in. So the Haunting Angels and Chastity and V, they had a little bit of live action up there. And we all thought we saw apparition in the doorway.
Yeah.
But I've gone over all my still shots on my phone, and I don't have anything. But at one time, all four of us thought we saw somebody standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
So I didn't see the actual doorway itself because we went all the way to the very back when we saw what we saw. So the things we saw were actually coming towards us in the very back.
Mm-hmm.
To give y'all a perspective, they're not in the very back in that photo.
Oh no, we're not. Yeah, we're probably
They're
60
halfway.
or more. Yeah, a little over halfway.
That hallway is at least 120 to 150 feet long.
Yeah, it is.
And so I had to figure out psychically what was there. And what I saw in this hallway was a bunch of beds. And I thought it was like something like an infirmary or something where people were like hurt. But I was off, but not by much, because these were like the worst of the worst from Ohio State Penitentiary. Like he said, the fire. And I saw people in the shower together, and I thought it was like, like somebody helping people. It was not. It was more nasty than that. Like this place, people were getting like tortured, unalived, in this space because they wouldn't go in there to tame the criminals, because the fire, guys, I might include some of that in our video, like a little bit of the back history. It's really sad what happened at Ohio State Penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a big energy.
Those most of the jail cells in this place were so tiny.
Yeah.
For two people in it. Sometimes there were more than two people in them.
It was basically unconstitutional.
If there's such a thing for a murderer,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a repetitive theme with these prisons.
Especially the aged ones.
Well, that's what I mean by the older prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the jail cells? Did y'all get any? So, I mean, we only got to do 4.5 locations while we were there because we did take our time. And plus, it takes time to get to them.
There's a whole lot of walking around.
Yeah. But how did y'all do any sales or anything?
We went through every floor, I think.
Yeah.
And there was a few places actually. Angel and Ruth heard someone talking in one cell.
Yeah.
I haven't recorded and haven't gone over to EVP from that section, but I heard Angel say somebody just said something to me as we were walking through.
We had a fun time in, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that set himself on fire when his parole got denied. We think we found his cell. And I decided to put on a little show for the prisoners, just, get them riled up. I did a little catwalk on the catwalk.
She did.
Yeah,
I got it
I
on
put on
video.
some lipstick. Yeah, I had my moment. And Chastity and V broke out the necrophonic, and I think we asked what they thought about it, and I was given a special nickname of whore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so then we just start pointing at the other women, and we all got a special nickname. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slut, whore, hoe.
Bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, and V was the bitch, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tag on, baby. Bro.
Like, all right.
The spirits.
How often do you have women down here? I did a catwalk on the catwalk. Like, come on
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
heifers.
But this is things that pretty sexualized and not YouTube friendly.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of bleeping for this part.
You can check it out.
So where were we at before?
We'll probably release it fully on Patreon for at least all levels, probably.
Was it like this at Brushy Mountain? I know you got some of that at Henry River. I remember that.
Yeah.
This was more
Brushy
graping.
Mountain in the cafeteria.
We're talking about graping.
Mm-hmm. We had someone bragging about that.
They had
On the
raped
necrophonic.
7 people. Yeah.
They had raped
Yeah,
7.
you can't say that on YouTube.
Can't say that word. No word.
Didn't you say great?
Great. Yeah, great. Yeah, the fruit. Man, geez.
Yeah. It's too sensitive.
Everything's censored, man. You can can't see anything.
So speaking of, that prison was so massive compared to Brushy Mountain.
We already talked about that.
I learned my way around that prison very well. I thought to myself, and then toward the end, something happened, and I got seriously disoriented, and I got lost and started doing loops at the end when I went back to find my infrared extender.
Yeah.
Remember that? I was what happened to you?
I could actually feel things like following me as I'm like going through here, like trying to make me feel confided, like, or like, I guess how they felt, And I wanted to share that and add on to that what she was talking about earlier, like doing the catwalk in the catwalk area. Everything, like real uncomfortableness started like around that time. Like I walked all the way to the back of the cells in that area, and I walked around to the very back, away from them, thinking I'm still going to be able to like hear them. The further down I got on the other side, the closer I got to absolute silence.
Yeah.
Like a deafening silence. And like that was probably the first time I've been freaked out at any place, like to where I just did not want to walk down that spot.
Yeah.
Like, even after staying at the top, with all those other spirits, like it didn't bother me as bad as these guys were. They really wanted you to feel like a fresh fish. Yeah. So to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I'd add that in.
What
I
did you
think
think, Angel?
at some point I did walk all the. I think it was 4 of the cells from the top to bottom by myself.
Yeah.
I think it was Ruth was in the break room, and I keep walking by myself, and I got that feeling that somebody was like walking behind me, and I kept looking back because I can feel them like walking right behind me since I was using the small flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt
100%.
in one place we were in, I told Riley, I was like, man, I don't like being the last one in this line. But and I kept looking, and I couldn't help it, but I said, somebody is on my heels.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of it was probably me, being mental about it, but at the same time, man, it is. In the attic room was the same way. I felt like at one time we had a crowd watching us.
Do you remember when you made Angel and Ruth first branched off and went? I believe we were walking on the sidewalk. We had just walked out of the little break area, and we were going to the freestanding cell block? Yeah. When we were right there in the building was on our right, walking around to go up to the stairs to go up through the cells. Something like it wasn't a bug, but it hit me kind of like a bug flying, and it went right into the side of my head. And like I just got
and he had a headache for like the next hour.
Yeah.
It's like it felt like a rush of air, real hard.
Something went after your tail.
Something. Yeah. The long story short, that's exactly what we think happened.
And right after that happened, the weirdest feeling nailed me. It was like something was showing me how it felt in there, because I got the most sickening, ill, mad feeling that I've ever gotten on an investigation. What? It was
there was a lot of energy. I know we had a lot of batteries getting drained.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was repetitive.
Yeah, our camera died we were doing Estes up in the infirmary, and there was a noise right before, and then the camera just goes black. We had a vet under in one of those rooms, and she goes, killed it. I'm like, okay, that's not cool. Not cool. So I had to get my phone out and be like, can you say that again? Like, come on.
Same thing with one of our newer cameras I just bought. I had 3 batteries all charged all the way up, and I was bragging to Angel how long these cameras would last. I said these 3 batteries would be at least 4 hours, 10 minutes each, done.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
one. It last that long.
Camera die?
I don't, he had something die toward the end. I heard him telling
Yeah.
their cameras or something died.
They,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Excuse me. So our cameras is our phones right now, at least. So we're going to be,
Yeah.
excuse me, me and V have been talking about changing that here by the fall. So hopefully we'll have actual real deal. Hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
Can't breathe. Okay. So yeah, working really hard to cameras by the fall or by the end of the year. But normally the point is our phones normally last a really long time. And
Yeah.
B has it rigged up to where he can hook his external battery pack if his phone starts to go dead. By the time the tour was over, which was only about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we did that first investigation for like 45 minutes, his phone was dead as a doornail.
It was dead within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, it started, I mean, it just sucked his phone dry.
It did it twice. I
Wow.
charged my phone
And
completely twice.
we've done investigations like in all kinds of other locations for just as long or longer, and you know it's kind of what it did to kind of gain energy. But
And just to give you a little more context, like my phone, when I'm filming, I'm in no data. I have mild power saving mode put on, so I don't affect my camera quality, and I have everything turned off, no other apps going whatsoever. So it just completely rules out any kind of battery usage from anything inside my phone. So it just completely zapped it.
Yeah.
My phone didn't need a charge pretty much all the way up there. It didn't need a charge all the way home, except for, wait, that's right. I had to charge it toward the end, but I didn't really have to. So that, I mean, if that gives you any context, my phone lasts over a day, like leaving it alone.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some energy draining stuff there. And what's really, really weird, I used my Neewer lights the whole time, and I only lost 1 bar off of them, off of all of them.
Yeah.
I never had to charge them that entire time we were there.
yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy. So the energy drain was there. Overall, for me, it was a bummer not to get to do certain locations that I really wanted to do, but at the end of the day, the locations that we did, we took our time in and we got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, later down the road, it's one of them places like we would definitely go back to later down the road.
Mm.
Did anyone else get their ass grabbed?
I did.
I would have remembered that.
I always get my ass grabbed though.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
saying
no.
it had nothing to do with the prisoners. There's a spirit that likes to grab my ass that just follows me.
That's gross.
Yeah, it is. Makes me
Mm.
feel dirty.
But no, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got sucker punched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
And we should be proud of him. I heard him say zero negativity towards anything. Nothing. They're very, very nice.
Proud of you, Riley. Maybe it had something to do with getting sucker punched, but
Mhm.
Yeah. Angel, I know you were going over your EVPs already. So
Yeah.
what have you discovered so far?
I hear a few. We are here when we went to the first floor on the cells,
Mm-hmm.
and I start touching the bars and says, "Hey, where are you guys? I cannot see you." And then I hear, "We are here." Yeah,
Mm.
so that's pretty cool. But I still got a lot of recordings and videos to watch.
yeah, same. I've only watched 5 minutes and I've heard 3 of them, and I haven't turned the volume up in CapCut to be able to hear exactly what they're saying yet.
Yeah.
3 EVPs in the first 5 minutes of the footage that I found. So there is absolutely no telling.
Yeah, this place is going to be full of stuff.
Yeah.
There was one we heard, outside of one of the jail cells, Angel. I think it was in the first section we went into. Ruth said, I heard somebody talking, and right after that, you said something, and right after that, we heard somebody like a deep exhale,
Yeah.
like not a growl, but a kind of like that. and me and him heard it at the same time tonight.
Yeah.
It wasn't a word, but
No.
that was somebody that was not at our party that was there.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly after she said somebody's talking.
Yeah.
And Sierra said they got a growl. They got a little growling.
Yeah, second floor of solitary confinement. Yeah.
I caught some growls also. I don't know if I haven't reviewed it yet, but I know for a fact I heard them walking through what the guy called the creepy hallway, which is where the set for where the guy had that film for Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
The warden's office, I think, scene or whatever. Like that was a very interesting spot. We didn't really check that out as much as I would have liked to, but that was one of the places I kept looping around in, like when I got disoriented.
That's where my ass got grabbed.
Really?
Down there. Yeah. I was with you. We were making our way back down. I think we were going down to meet them in the break room, and you went in this room with a chair, and I kind of was like, what? And then I looked nowhere near the door. Someone grabbed my ass. You think they would have done it after the catwalk?
Just kidding.
You weren't with us.
She doesn't.
So this is the room with the chair you're speaking of. So that's basically what he kind of said was the challenge room. So the challenge was, who can sit in that chair. So this is a room, no windows or anything, with a chair right in the middle, and whoever could sit in there 15 minutes, you did something, because that room is there's things happening in that room, and it's not only that, when you're sitting in there, here again, you feel like there are a dozen people watching you.
Yeah.
Then your mind starts playing games on you, starts playing tricks with you. But this is Riley in the chair, and as you can see, we tried to debunk it, and I'm gonna say some of it I thought was Riley, but this is with the SLS. Which one do we have? The XLS. I told Riley, he said he felt like somebody was touching him, and within, 30 seconds, this figure appeared. And I said it out loud to Angel and Ruth. You can see that's Ruth and Angel are on the wall on the other side. Of course, it's pitch black dark. And I said, Riley, move your left hand. And the stick figure never moved. And he said, I feel like something's touching my face. And you can see this stick figure. You can see it moving its hands all around his head. But there's certain parts of it, the way it's sitting from the head to the shoulders, these things will pick up. They'll pick up bodies, okay? They'll pick up sharp corners and different things. But this is like it was standing beside Riley in the chair. Because I have seen these figures, like he's sitting, the leg, everything will be lined up proportionally. This did not. However, this does leave doubt that this is Riley. It's mapping out. Or it's mapping out the top of his body and the chair legs.
Yeah.
But there's some things in it. I'm not going to make a big deal about it just because I can't debunk it. I can't say 100%.
Yeah.
It's a spirit, just because of the chair legs and the top proportions of his body. But the way it happened, at the same time, an Angel will vouch for this. He's in the room. At the same time, I started seeing this on the camera. As I would move towards Riley, it would disappear.
Yeah.
It did it 2 or 3 times. And at the same time, we had a REM pod in the room. Is that right, Angel? What was on the floor you set out?
A REM pod.
And it was going off at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a REM pod.
Was it the cigarette thing that Angel
No, I don't think it was a REM pod. I think it was either way, we had a device on the floor that started going off at the same time. And just as soon as I started walking toward this figure that was standing beside Riley, it disappeared. And it came back like 3 times.
Yeah, it did.
So you can see it moving a little bit.
That little fella wanted to go.
I'm asking Riley, hey, are you moving? He's like, no, I'm not moving. So he's not, as you all know, Riley can't move but one arm. He's paralyzed in his left arm. And see, it's gone. It went away as I started moving. So this is sitting just like him. I'm thinking this is mapping him out. What's throwing me off is the arm movement on that right side, because which would be his left. His left isn't moving because he can't move it.
I forget.
Yeah, it looks like it's caught on to something.
Yeah. So we got this several different times.
It could be recognizing the chair back, possibly.
Well, that's what I was wondering. That's why I said we can all debunk it, but the way it was happening made me think otherwise. That hey, this might be a chance. It may not be something. But and you see the big black orb just moved out. Did anybody catch it between Riley? Look right there.
Hey, was this before or after Riley was?
Look at that orb right there.
Yeah, that's a clear orb.
Was it what, Chastity?
Was this before or after Riley was cracked in the head?
This was after.
Yeah, this was after.
That's what I was thinking, because it's a possibility the energy that stuck, because I mean that was a direct hit. So you can have energy, and I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just giving a perspective here. You can have energy stick with you, and if something attached with him and stayed with him, it's possible that could be the energy as well. And the black orbs, it might not just be the room. It could be what cracked him in the head.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's probably because Riley was sitting on the ghost lap. That's probably was.
Yeah. What?
But we were what were we in there, Angel? Probably 30 minutes at least. We were there longer than 15 minutes. He definitely beat the 15-minute challenge.
Yeah.
And then we went out. Ruth went in there, and she stayed in there by herself.
Yeah.
We got out. The Angel shut her in.
Yeah.
And she wanted that. He didn't do it on purpose.
No.
Yeah. But you didn't hear me on my way out. I said, keep it.
This is you playing with your phone.
Yeah.
Texting baby girl.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in the chair. I just beat this challenge, baby. Don't you love me? Love her. But it did come back, and then when it left, it was done. It was just done. So yeah. I think that's
I wanted to check where we went by the museum, the first floor, because I got a lot of interaction the first time that I went there, but
yeah.
We didn't get much on the radio that night.
Yeah.
No, we really didn't. You're right. We set up the portal. I don't think we set it up at one time, and that room you said was very active.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't really get much.
Well, it really didn't.
We were hoping to kind of, like Chastity said, we run out of time. We like to get to one big Estes at the end, and in a location that we all would agree on would be pretty hot. But I have no clue in this place where we've done it. Where'd y'all get the most into Estes? Where'd y'all do the Estes?
We did Estes in the infirmary. We had V go under first, and then Yvette went under.
Yeah, V said we were kicked out. My aunt called.
Oh, okay, cool. You pop on whenever you get ready.
Do we have to push that daggone link again or something?
No.
Okay.
No, they can pop back on when they get it. I'm sorry. Where'd you say, Sierra? We're at?
We only did Estes in the infirmary. V went under first, and then Yvette went under. We just picked a random room up there that V felt the creepiest in. We just kind of set a chair up in there. We had the EMF lights around the chair, a REM pod behind whoever was sitting in the chair. I think some of what V said connected Yvette's. I mean, it confirmed whoever we were messing with in the long hallway, whoever gave us nicknames in the jail cell, and then killed my battery, and then killed it.
Wow.
So we were in the infirmary too. We set up. We were, we had Angel had some things. We had REM pods out. We had our REM pods, cigarette packed REM pods.
Yeah.
But I don't think we got a lot there. I felt like we were, but we didn't get much there, did we, Angel?
No, we didn't get much. No.
Yeah, that doesn't mean we don't have an EVP.
Yeah.
We run that all the time we were there.
Yeah, and once we started talking back and forth on the Estes, and we had the Delco goggles that make you look like Mothman. When that started, then we were hearing knocks and some taps and knocking on the metal up there. So hopefully we caught more.
That's wild. So what do you think was the most active spot for y'all?
I would say it was that long hallway.
The attic
I mean,
space.
it was pretty consistent. It was
That
just one thing. It was no silence.
That's actually where I placed an order for that laser grid that Angel made.
I'm kind of mad we didn't think about putting out the laser grid when we thought we were seeing that shadow.
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't explain it. I really thought that we all, when there's 4 people in a room, more than one person, and you think you're seeing something, and before you say it, everybody else is at the same time. I see it before you say it. I'm like, am I seeing myself? Am I losing my mind, or do I see somebody standing in that doorway? And I asked Riley, I said, "You see what I'm seeing?" And he's like, "Dude, I see it." And then Ruth, she's seeing it. She had been seeing it. She said, "I was wondering, if it was just me," which it was. And Angel hit the same thing. And it just hit us at the same time. And I took 3 or 4 pictures, and I recorded with the night vision. You never know what I might see, but with the still camera, it didn't pick up anything. So this is anyway. Yeah, that place was hot, and I'm trying to think. And like I said,
disappoint.
I think in the what do you call the jail cell? The freestanding, the 6-story jail cells.
Yeah.
So when we were on that, I mean, not only did it freak you out because how high you were when we were on it, but I felt like somebody was on us the whole time.
Yeah, I did too.
Really, when we walked all the way around that whole cell block, by the time we got to one end of it, I was ready to get off of it.
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like someone was nose to nose just staring you down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. She's Chastity's back, I think. She's back, I believe. Had a little
phone. Sorry guys, we had an emergency call.
Gotcha. Everything good?
Yeah, as best it can be.
I hear you.
But yeah, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't want to change the subject or nothing, but we had a few funny moments that made me laugh. Sierra, when she come running back from that chair and that
fast walking.
Hell no.
I heard a man laughing.
Yeah.
There was no man. I was like, F this. Nope. Nope. Because y'all were supposed to move the chairs up with me. Yeah. You're like, we're not moving. No, that's the ghost bait chair. I'm like, okay.
It was a good one. And then as Yvette was sitting there, Yvette was like, no, she wasn't provoking, but she was asking questions that would provoke a response in a polite way, not in a nasty way. And I can't remember what you said. You're like, nah, bitch, or something like that.
Oh, she asking something to make a noise or touch one of us or make a loud noise towards us, and I'm like, this bitch.
Yeah.
Make it do the loud noise over where you are. Touch you.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that everywhere, even when it's just us. I'm like, I am not associated with her. I don't blame her.
It was funny.
Yeah.
So Angel, I gotta ask you, so you sent me a message and you had a visitor at your home.
Oh yes.
Do you think it was another traveler from this location?
Probably. I saw it in the living room area. And last night I saw it on the 2nd floor coming out of my son's room. He was like exactly by the door frame, and he was looking straight at me like, and I just looked and said, what the hell?
No, I know what she
said. But when you first saw it, I mean, so when y'all come home Friday or Saturday? So we investigated Thursday night.
Saturday, yeah.
Okay, so y'all stayed all day Friday. Where we
Yeah.
came.
Yeah.
Did you go anywhere else to investigate, or was that the only place?
Yeah, we went to the Ross house.
Yeah, I checked another house that a lot of people were talking about, but I mean, it was okay. I was not impressed, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about the same. It was an interesting experience for sure.
I had a lot more intuitive hits there, and I picked up on a
Yes.
lot more stuff that the evidence. I don't know. I mean, I will say this: I wasn't down there for the whole entire spirit box session, but that spirit box session was hot.
Yeah.
It was the same voice over and over again with the SB7, and that's why I like using the SB7 with the spirit box, because if you're having, and if it's the radio and you're having the same voice come through over and over again, there's something to it. There was some good things, but there wasn't, like, other people are talking about being choked and thrown up against walls, but also too, the 4 people that went, we have a lot of protection around us, and most things don't want to F around and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. But
it was a lot more like intuitive impressions than anything. Especially like just getting feelings and stuff, like psychically. Like everybody there had something they felt that got called and validated.
yes, everybody.
So that in itself was totally worth the trip.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, if you visited or if it came from somewhere else, or the likelihood of it coming from Ohio's Reformatory.
I bet. I mean, Angel, I have a thought, but which place do you think it come from?
Probably the reformatory. I don't
Me
think
too.
it's come from the house, but yeah, my intention was to go to the Fairfield County Infirmary, but it was more north, so I have to go to Cleveland and go east. So it will put me farther away. So that's why I didn't go there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a next time, the Lord willing. It's not
Yeah.
that bad of a drive, but I mean, I learned real fast that the big long drives, I'm gonna have to come up and drive up the day before and have a whole day to rest, because it made me swell up, it made me slow, it made me cranky. That's just me, because I have my issues, but I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, I'm over here on the side of a mountain picking herbs,
Yeah.
breathing in that prana.
Yeah. Was picking what's it called? Purple dead nettle.
Yeah, it's a great herb.
Mhm.
One of the best herbs you can find naturally.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think our last investigation was at the very, very top at the infirmary. I think we got some really good stuff up there. I'm gonna save the rest. The video comes out next Friday. I was gonna try to do it this Friday, but I don't have it in me. I tried to start editing and my brain went so.
I get it.
About the like where you said you something followed you. I don't want to be one of those Me Too people, but I mean, my experience for the first 2 days back, I kept seeing this thing in the side of my eye in my hallway, and there's always something in my hallway except for it's black. This thing is white, and I just seen it like a little bit ago, before I come on the live with you guys, like just a flash right across the living room. This thing's been around since then. It might be the same thing. It might be something else. Who knows? I don't know. I walked around with a haunted doll in my hands, like after you left. Like I picked it up and I took it around the house and introduced it to some other dolls just to see if something happened.
Yeah, I haven't really had any experiences at all, so I can't say that I've seen or felt anything. Now, last night I did feel like I was being watched, but sometimes that happens just because of my abilities. I don't think it was anything from our trip, but I mean, as quickly as they come, they go, and then it's no problem. So I can't relate to that. But I mean, V seems to have more home interactions now than I do, but I think it's because he's tapping in a lot more than he used to.
Right.
Looking at spirits at work and stuff.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
he can't stay
I
out.
can send it your way if you want me, Greg.
No, we're good. Good.
No,
Good.
no.
Pack them up, send them out, Angel.
Nope.
Yeah, we're good. Well, we've washed everything down with this holy water. I don't have enough holy water. tell you that. That's not the first time you've had something though, Angel.
Yeah, they always follow me home.
That's wild. We tell them not to, and then we beg them not to.
Yeah.
Before we leave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tell him, as long as you behave, that's fine. So
As
Mm,
long as you
Nope.
behave, that's fine.
So how did so we hadn't asked Ruth, but how did Ruth take it? Did anything get to her? Uh, Anything she's stood out to her
in the home or the
at the investigation
The
of how
prison.
um, let me see. Let me ask. Give me 1 second.
I will say the next day we were tired. I mean, obviously we got back about 3:30 at our hotel, and then we slept. We went to sleep and woke up early, which is way early for me. So, but me and Ruth, we decided to rest while the boys went in the basement. Me and her passed out on the couch for a good 30-45 minutes together. So we rested at least the next day. Hey,
Hey Ruth,
Hey,
What's up?
we've all talked about our take on it, so I was curious about yours, Ohio State. What stood out?
OSR is always interesting. It depends on the day, but like at least for the last two times that we've been there, they don't seem to interact a lot with high tech equipment for whatever reason. Um, it's a lot about feeling. One of the things that I thought it was like super interesting is how cold it really got in certain areas.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I forgot
Oh my
about
God, solitary was cold. Yes.
yeah, and not even down in solitary. Like, do you remember when we were on one of the west side showers that it was really, really, really cold to a point that you could see our breath, and it was like over what? It was warm outside. You walk outside and it was like so
that.
warm.
58 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a couple of times that it was, my hands were numb. It was so cold that my hands were numb and I had like two coats on. So it was interesting. Definitely OSR is always fun. I Angel has the job to go over the evidence.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Right, because we all did the kind of the tour and the history with the guy he's been investigating that place since 2014, I think he said,
Yeah.
and
I think he said that too.
and he said the same thing. You don't need fancy equipment there. He said it's more of sense. You can have a phone if you want to, but you're going to sense a lot. You're going to hear things. You're going to see shadows. You're going to see some things. And he was right about that.
Yeah. For the other place, yeah, we Chastity and I took a nap.
yeah, we were
Gotcha.
wore out. That was the best nap though.
Y'all sleep in the haunted house.
The two
Oh.
intuitives needed a rest while the boys played in the basement. We're like, go down there. And it was about 5 minutes later, we both walked out.
We both laid on the couch, like it was one couch, and we just like, oh, we're just gonna rest here a minute. You guys go play with equipment in the basement. And less than 5 minutes, we were both out as a light. Like we were out.
Woke up feeling fairly refreshed.
Yeah, so did I. Then about midnight, I crashed.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share. I can't. Some of it's a little blurry because I was like hanging on to walls and shit, trying to get around this place.
Oh,
But like I would say, Sierra the Infirmary was probably the next best one. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There were some things like. Did you see something in the corner in the infirmary? Did you see a shadow or sense something? I think it might have been you. I don't know if it was you or a vet.
I sensed something in that far right corner. I actually went over there when we first got there.
Okay. Yeah,
And I
it was
that
something.
was I don't know. And we came up at the same time, but you said it first, and I was like, yeah, I was something's good in that corner.
Yeah, there was a few spirits standing in that room with us. I detected two, but there was more, and I think we were followed from the jail cell
Yeah.
up to
Yeah,
the infirmary. Were y'all followed, Ruth, at all?
Well, I do remember East Cell Block. Did you guys remember we were walking around when we came from the chapel and we were at the top floor of the East Cell? That someone literally whispered on my ear, and I remember it was cell 43. So I'm kind of like wondering if once Angel reviews the whole thing. Yeah, I did. Someone whispered on my ear on that cell block specifically.
I said something about that, Ruth, earlier on. So that's the one EVP that I made it to that, and I heard you say that, and Angel says something like, "Yeah," and within 10 seconds, it wasn't a word, but it was like, "Oh."
Yeah. Someone was trying to get a little too comfortable on cell block 40, East cell block with me. But yeah, um, did did you capture anything, Angel, when you were like down when you went down to the sub basement? Do you remember if you got anything in there?
No,
No, he doesn't remember in sub basement.
no. I think that, like I said, I got a feeling that somebody was following me.
Yeah, we did get a lot of following around feelings in
Yeah,
the jail.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the attic, um that was interesting. There was definitely somebody walking, crawling in the middle of the attic, which was the overflow where they sent Ohio State Penitentiary overflow after the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely like you stay quiet and there was just someone like behind you and then you feel them in front of you. There was some noise there, some serious noise there too.
Yes, I 100% agree. And remember, guys that are watching us now, Ruth and well, Durham Paranormal and Down South Supernatural, they ended up sticking together for a few locations, and then our Appalachian Nightmare and Haunting Angel stuck together. But we unfortunately did not get all together and experience this because by the time we linked back up, it was too late because the place is so big. Yeah, it was like a time warp. So what Ruth is saying, we experienced as well. And this is where, Ruth, you haven't heard, but I've only like viewed 5 minutes of the footage of my solo time in there, and what you're talking about, how you felt somebody behind you and in front of you. And
Hmm.
when I was up there by myself, I've already got 3 EVPs. I haven't
Oh,
followed.
really?
Yes. And then when me and Sierra and Yvette was up there, Sierra, you can vouch for this. When Sierra come back and Yvette's traded ghost bait chairs, um,
yeah.
I told her, I'm like, somebody's back there behind us. She's like, I'm not looking.
No.
Oh,
What you said was there's something going on behind us. It's
Yeah.
creepy. Do you want to look? And I'm like, well, how creepy is it? You're like, it's creepy. And I'm like, I'm not looking. Nope.
Yeah.
Because if
It
I
was
look, I'm gonna. Yeah.
it was a
yeah,
big black shadow is what I saw, and it was a mist. Like it was weird.
yeah,
I mean, we heard some noise coming back behind those chairs
yeah,
and in
Yeah.
front of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, we
yeah.
definitely felt like somebody was behind us the whole time. And
And then when I stayed alone in the chair room,
yeah, I was gonna go
uh,
there. I was curious. I
Yeah.
told you were in there by yourself.
yeah, I locked myself in there. So for a while it was fine. But then weirdly enough, I got like a really warm feeling over my chin and my throat. And then after that, someone literally like brushed the hair out of my neck,
Mm.
like not just air or whatever. Like I felt like someone literally moved the hair out of my back, and so I was like, okay, so you're here, all right, fine. It was like, yeah, that was interesting.
Time to go.
Now
Yeah.
the darkness in there. Once you are in there, no devices of any kind. It is a thick darkness, and the longer you stay there, the more it's just something that you just feel like it's not like it just like creeps around you. So it's an interesting room too.
I hate we missed that one.
What is that? Report. Click on it. And report.
That's when you got the SLS stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would look at that. Riley's reading the comment. Somebody up here is,
doing something, commenting something stupid.
It bothers him as more than it bothers me. Whatever. Yeah,
Somebody irrelevant.
but it's okay.
Gotta have a dumbass somewhere, I reckon.
But yeah, I don't know. It was a crazy place.
Did I say that loud?
If I had a good
Did
10 or
not.
15 people, I would go back. Like, it would have to be a good 10 or 15, though. For sure. I would go back. It's worth
Did
it.
not
I mean,
disappoint.
no.
Yeah. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. 100% worth it. The only thing is, if anybody watching does go, for the love of God, especially if it's hot, bring your own water bottle, because they will not let you take any type of disposable water or can or anything with you, so you will get dehydrated.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have your own like water mug or soda or whatever you're drinking in it, you're not gonna have enough fluid. Because I know for a fact I was dehydrated. I chugged like 4 juices the next morning.
I can't blame them though. That prison is well taken care of.
Yes.
Very well
Professional. And they tell you the tour starts at 7, but you will start earlier for anybody that decides to go. Like, if you get there at 6, they'll start when you get there. So the website is wrong in a way, but right.
Yeah, they're on time, man. Like I said, they're very professional.
Yeah.
Like a business, they do it right.
Yeah,
for sure.
The tour guide is like the lead paranormal investigator. He's also a retired cop, which makes it that much more immersive.
No wonder he was so good at looking at the cameras.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I do have to say, like, from the first time Angel and I visit OSR, they have done a lot of like cleanup, because the first time we went on the infirmary, there was a lot of crap up there, and like dust and everything. So they have done a really good job at keeping up the place, and using everything to keep it nice and clean and going. So there were like the areas where they now have the escape rooms. That's new for the day tour people, but that's like all very like nice and clean now. I was kind of bummed that they had closed now the the east side showers, infirmary, and library. On our first visit, we were able to get up there, but they had it closed now for repairs. So.
Bummer. That's a big bummer. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna get off here and check on our family member. We got that call, and
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was a overall good trip. Can't wait to dig into more of the footage. V's probably gonna have to help me with some of this, because there's a lot of it.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of it, because it's gonna come out. Fingers crossed, as far as I know, like 100%. Let's say 99% next Friday, April 25th. 2025 at 9 p.m. located on our Appalachian Night YouTube channel.
So Sierra, where are you going this weekend?
We're going to Trivet Clinic.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to Trivet. Nice.
Yeah, we're going back to Trivet.
So 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah, we're crazy. I'm gonna get revenge on the doll that fell on me, or fell on the stairs and scared me to death. Yeah.
Trivet literally makes me physically sick.
Yes, me too. In the basement, especially. I got really sick right when we were leaving.
Yeah. Every time I have been there, I had, like physically either headache, like sharp stabbing pains on the side of my head, or I literally get physically sick on Trivet Clinic, and as soon as I leave, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was
the wardrobe upstairs at Trivet Clinic.
There's
that wardrobe.
there's a room upstairs, which funny enough, it's not kind of like one of the ones they kind of like mention a lot. It's to the end of the hallway, and I think maybe it was our first or second time there. We just stopped by, and I mean, I suffer from migraines, but I cannot explain. Like, I walked into that room, and it was like someone was like stabbing me in the eye. Like, it was awful, and I had to like leave. And as soon as I leave, I was like, oh, I'm fine now. That it's one of those places that really, really physically affects me.
We got a lot of physical stuff there. We had the flashlight get thrown in the basement, and then the doll attacked me.
And I want to say this: you caught that whitish type of womany apparition that has been captured, because I saw it immediately when I saw their picture. That was captured by another fellow investigator that was posted on their Facebook page. And it reminds me, I need to send over my footage to Doug, because we didn't capture the woman. I think her voice, because if anybody's watched our video at Trivet Clinic, like about 37 minutes in, we captured when V set the camera down, get out of my house. And then that's when the black shadow, we got a black shadow up on the roof of the red room, and then it formed legs and ran across our camera, and we were downstairs, and we were the only two people in the house. And that was right after the stupid motion sensors. We ended up taping them after this, because it rattled my eardrum, and my ear was leaking fluid. And that's when everything set off. Once I got injured, and I was like, F, like there's parts of that cut out, because I'm like fussing and cussing, and because it hurt really bad. And
they love loud noises. If you play loud noises,
they do not.
They'll activate.
They do not love loud noises. That set them off, and that's when that shadow ran. So there's something going on there. We got it at the back. I don't know if you've seen it, Sierra, but if you go back about 30 to 40 minutes into our Trivet Clinic video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Best shadow figure evidence we've captured thus far.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, yeah.
It's very curious. I wonder if you could make spirits go away with a certain pitch or frequency.
I'm sure. Yeah, you can. I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
But
for them to pick of the lady.
I'll have to send it to you.
Sorry, I didn't hear him talking.
That place is highly active for sure. Even we got a lot there, and
I don't think I have it on my computer.
sometimes he got a lot of action there too in his description of what he's talking about.
I could probably send it to you, but it would be on Messenger. That'd be the only way I'd be able to send it. But yeah, guys, we're gonna hop off here. It's good to see everybody, and we had a blast.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all very much for getting up
Yeah,
here tonight.
thank
Appreciate
y'all.
it.
You guys.
Bye, Chastity. Bye, V.
Bye. Peace out.
Later, brother. I love you.
Yeah. So everybody do better than me and Riley. Y'all go over all your videos, all your EVPs.
Yeah.
And if you do any at all, that'll be better than we do.
Yeah. Definitely.
But we had a good time. It was nice meeting y'all.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all for the invite.
Yeah, good luck
No
this weekend
problem.
at Trivet
yeah.
Clinic.
Good
Let
luck.
us know how that turns out.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you too.
Watch out.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Bless it.
Roy, tell him it's all Angel's fault.
How's it his fault? He did a daggone thing. Just sit right there.
He's the one that got an attachment. It's his
Oh,
fault.
now that could be true. I don't. We don't know what he said or what he did down in that basement. We really don't know. He was by himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, if the paranormal thing doesn't work out, Angel and Riley can do like a comedy thing. Just
yeah.
yeah.
Went down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we messed up a lot of EVPs, I'm sure, with all the laughing. Either way. I know when Angel pulled out that big laser grid, he lit up the whole space in the attic. I said, "This is over. This the whole investigation is ruined right here." Because Riley couldn't quit. It was on.
It was wrong.
It was on.
We drove to Ohio for a light show.
Yeah, we drove all the way there for a light show.
I drove all the way here to see freaking Air Force One. Felt like I was dancing in the damn constellations.
Oh, jeez.
You felt you were like in the Millennium Falcon right there.
Yeah.
I got a photo up here. But anyway, y'all.
So I sent that video that we.
Oh, did you? Is
Picture
that what
that
I
we
was
have at
wondering?
tournament. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you did that, but I was trying to figure out what just popped up. Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
cool.
Woman. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's in the basement, right?
The first floor.
The first floor.
That picture after I freaked out, mid freak out. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
No. I'm totally wrong. Yvette, the video. So the video that we have of me freaking out is we took that from the Facebook Live. So she went frame by frame. That's where she got that from. I misspoke. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
that's neat. That's an awesome catch.
Yeah, it is.
Up there
Awesome.
tap dancing with the doll.
I mean, I really feel. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm like you. That's kind of looks like a lady. Without a doubt.
The hair and the dress. Yeah.
Yeah. it
Nice
does.
catch. And I think we saw. I feel like I still say up in the attic that we saw apparition.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it was male or female,
Yeah,
but in that
yeah.
doorway, Angel, Ruth, and even Riley, we all saw it. I feel like it was at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious if I'm got my fingers crossed that we caught it on. Somebody caught it on their video.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was definitely something there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool catch.
Yeah, it is awesome.
All right, y'all. We're gonna end this one. We thank y'all for getting up here.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Keep in touch with us and
Yeah.
let us know what else you find.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Good night, Ruth and Angel.
Night,
good
guys.
Night.
Good night, Sierra.
Night.
All right. That was a pretty good live tonight. We thanks for our guest
Yeah.
there, Sierra. We had Yvette. She was in the chat group the whole time.
Yeah.
It was good to meet the Haunting Angel ladies. They're super. They're awesome.
Yeah, they are
and
awesome.
They love ghost hunting for sure. 3 weeks in a row they're rolling with it. You know, it was a good time. We're going to go through the rest of our videos and stuff. Hopefully Riley will this week. I'm gonna put it all on him, and we'll have some time this weekend. He and I are gonna have a little bachelor weekend this weekend. We're gonna go investigate somewhere. Probably Saturday evening. I hadn't figured out where we're going yet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
I kind of want to get back in that graveyard in Kinston. I really do.
I really do too, because that was awesome.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah, we're gonna get something this weekend too, y'all.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank y'all for joining us. We know there's thousands of
Thank
things you can do tonight, and you picked us to be on our live. We'll be having some more things come from OSR. It was an awesome place to visit. It is definitely haunted. A lot of spirit activity there, and it's so big that our 4 groups, like Chastity said, we didn't even see the Haunting Angels in our Appalachian Nightmare group until the end.
Yeah.
I think we passed them one time.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
humongous place, plenty of room for everybody.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to end this one. Thank y'all. We appreciate it. Like it, share it, all that good stuff. Try to help us out YouTube wise. If you're on Facebook tonight, I don't think. Actually, you won't be. We'll send this to Facebook.
Yeah.
Riley couldn't share it in time enough before we started.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anybody on YouTube, if you're just watching the live from the advertisement I posted today, please consider subscribing to our channel.
Yep.
We would really like to reach monetization level, and we are on 830 subscribers, and we got a ways to go before we get to 1,000, man.
That ain't too far. A lot closer than we have been. We'll get it.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. We'll get it. Y'all share it out. Tell somebody to check us out. We try to do it right when we do it. Anyway, thank y'all. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And with that being said,
until next week or this weekend, you can catch us at that down south out.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.